Hello, everyone. God bless. It's Alan Rule here, reporting from the 51st state. I mean, Canada. Boy, wouldn't that be a good team?
Oh
Canadian
boy,
forwards,
what a team
American
that would be if we
goaltending.
got if we
Yeah,
got Alberta into the U.S. Oh dear,
Kale McCarr.
that's right. I mean, you get McCarr, you get who else is McDavid's not from Alberta, is he?
No, he's from
No,
Ontario somewhere.
he's from Ontario, of course.
He's from that crap area. Just to
Yeah.
okay,
He's from Ontario, of course.
okay, good. Audio's working. I just checked it. Okay, so what Matthew Pao and I are going to do is we are going to um, check out our rosters. We're going to compare our rosters that we made for Team Canada and Team USA. So if you're a hockey fan and you're Catholic or anything, I just want high viewership on this. Tune in, and while I retweet this right now, you give an introduction who you are and speak a bit about this Olympics.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been on a number of different channels with different people. I have kind of my finger in two different worlds of both Catholic stuff and hockey stuff, which is for the most part, try to keep them a little bit separated, but every now and then they collide, and that's okay. Of course, Al I knew first from Catholic stuff, but then I found out he was Canadian and a hockey fan, so we bonded a little bit over that. Of course, we have different teams. Although I gather the Flames aren't doing so well, are they?
No. I mean, the one consolation is we're doing better than St. Louis, but that's kind of like
Be hard to be worse than St. Louis.
Yeah. It's hard to be worse than St. Louis. It's absolutely ridiculous how bad that team is doing.
Yeah, they're an absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah, no, it's ugly, but no, it's ugly for the Flames right now. It's sadly, um, the Oilers. I'm an Edmontonian by birth. The Oilers, um, kind of had a slow start, but they're picking up.
They just beat my team last night in overtime.
Yeah,
without Slavin in our lineup, McDavid and Draisaitl kind of had free reign. We were lucky to get to overtime, frankly.
Jacob Slavin is the gem, right? Where I presume we'll both be having them on. What we're doing is we're each going to present rosters for Canada and the USA, who, in our opinions, we think should be there, and who deserves to be there. Because we went, as the viewers probably remember, we went live for the Four Nations overtime, Canada versus the States, and we talked about some players after that probably didn't deserve to be there. And
with Al making the call, getting it correct that the Florida Panthers would win the Stanley Cup. Absolute Nostradamus, true. Al.
That's true.
Well done. And all right, Al. So you're going to hit me with your. I think we're going over Team Canada first.
All right, I'll do my Team Canada. Right. All right. Here we go. We'll start with forwards. All right. At the number one line, McDavid and Marner and Point. McDavid, the best player in the game right now. Mitch Marner, king of primary assists. Point, a 40-goal scorer. What's Mitch Marner's job to do? Get the puck to McDavid or Point, like he did in overtime against in the Four Nations. Point's a 40-goal scorer. McDavid's an elite scorer. And Marner can score too. He's also just known for his primary assists. That's why he was so good with Austin Matthews, and Toronto should have kept him. But
they should have.
They're
paying for it now.
Yeah, they are very much paying for it. Oh, it's no, that's painful. And so that was the line that was on the ice for the game-winning goal. Top line, center, best player in the game. On the wing, two snipers and playmakers as well. All right, second line. Potentially the second best player, was certainly for Team Canada. 4 goals at the Four Nations. I believe he was the MVP of the tournament. I think McDavid was the player of the game for the final game, but I think McKinnon was MVP of the tournament. And on his wings is Mark Stone, who had a great tournament. Who played well, whoever he was playing with. He kind of played with Connor McDavid and McKinnon. He jumped back and forth between those two lines. And of course, Crosby, who is at the tail end of his career and would love to go out with the gold. You know, he's already got 2 gold medals and a World Cup and a Four Nations and everything else, it seems.
And a gold medal winning goal that I am still salty about 15 years later.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, I remember. I think my country, like, exploded when that happened, you know. But, no, Crosby plays really well internationally. Like, the record when Team Canada has Crosby on the team is a lot to a very small amount.
I think one loss in his entire time he's played, and that was in the Four Nations in the round robin game.
No, but they lost in the round robin game in 2010.
Back in 2010. Okay, so 2 losses, losses when he plays for Team Canada.
Yeah, he's really good with the
good.
2014 Olympic team, which was, in my opinion, the elite Team Canada, and the 2016 World Cup. He was there too. 6-0 in each of those tournaments. So yeah, that was when Team Canada was on like it's best.
Yep, Sid,
all right,
middle-aged man.
Yeah. But the thing about Sid, he played amazing at the at the Four Nations, because although he's old, he still has the high IQ, and so he can make, like, yeah, he can like feed, like he got a goal where he fed McKinnon on the power play against Sweden. It was just beautiful. Okay, so we got kind of a half grinder, 2/3 grinder, and talent. This is actually similar to what I did with one line in the States. I'll show you that once we start talking about their lines. We got toughness on the wings and finesse up the middle. Now, Celebrini, he played in the World Championships last year, so he has international experience, although that it's not best on best, so it doesn't count for a lot. But he works with Crosby. He's worked with Nathan McKinnon. He's currently roommates with Joe Thornton right now. So like he's really trying to learn from the best, and he's only getting better. I think he's like 3rd in the league in scoring now. It's insane. And the fourth line, I'd say this is a grinder line that can still score. You know, like all these people can score, like on the whole roster. Canada and USA, they can all score. Hagel, Suzuki, and Scheifele, I think. And then I always thought Horvat was Czech, but then they start talking about him on Canadian. It's like, will he be on Team Canada? And I'm like, what? He's Canadian? So he's having a good year, so he's there. So is Connor Bedard. You want to say anything about my forwards before we go to defense?
Well, I was just doing some research a little bit as to their current point totals, and they're all having pretty solid years. I definitely think you're missing someone, and who was on the Four Nations roster and had a great tournament, and that's Seth Jarvis. You can't leave my boy Seth Jarvis off of here, Al. I'm sorry, but Brandon Hagel is not the guy. I mean, like, for playing, you know, wing, I guess, you know, Seth Jarvis is usually on the right side, but you know, he's good enough to where he could play either wing and center, even if you had to. He can take a draw. He's not bad at the circle.
So, who do you swap him with?
I would swap him with Hagel. I'm not convinced that Hagel deserves a spot on the roster. He's a fine player, but he was
okay at the Four Nations.
He was okay. Yeah, he was okay, but he's like a middle 6 NHL player, and Seth Jarvis is a top line NHL player. And when we're doing this, when you're doing best on best and making an Olympic roster, there's no reason to have a middle 6 NHL player on the team. Like, to me, that doesn't make sense to me. Again, Hagel, fine player. You love to have him on your NHL team, but Team Canada can do better. And Seth Jarvis, man, I mean, he's having a phenomenal year for a really breakout year too. You can't leave him off. I mean, for a moment I thought Bo Horvat was also a little bit of a reach, but he's having a fantastic start to the season. So he may be earning it. Bedard also is having he's having a breakout year too. I mean, he was always good. Now I do worry about Bedard's ability to play defensively. He still really hasn't developed that part of the game.
I'm kind of nervous. He's small. That's what I'm.
Celebrini is a more complete player, so I definitely like that you have him ahead of him. And I do think Celebrini deserves a spot on the roster as well. If I could, the two question marks for me there are Hagel and Horvat. Although Horvat is playing very well, you gotta put Seth Jarvis in there. I'm sorry, you just have to. All
right, fair enough. Let's move on to defenseman. Cale Makar, obviously that's
no surprise.
Raider. Like in the Four Nations, he didn't play the first couple games because he was injured, but then he was on for the last game against you guys, and you could notice the difference on the blue. Yeah. Oh my! It was just so fluid. It just the IQ of the blue line jumped up like 10 points, and it's already a pretty good blue line there that they had at the Four Nations. I know in the final both Morrissey and Theodore were injured. And yeah, Morrissey and Theodore. I love these guys. Amazing players. For some reason, Harley plays for Team Canada, although he's born in the States, but he's plays for Team Canada, so I guess we'll put him there. I've paired him with 6'6" giant Colton Parayko. Of course, these are just arbitrary. They're going to get shuffled up. And my extra might be a bit controversial here. I got the rookie Schaefer. I debated should I go Sanheim or Schaefer. It was Sanheim or Schaefer. So I'm like,
I like Sanheim a lot. I also think you're missing Harvey. I think Harvey was playing I think he had a great tournament. And Harley. Sorry, not Harvey.
Harley's right here.
Oh, am I saying I'm blind? I'm sorry. I was about to say, it's like you can't leave him off. He was great. Schaefer is a little bit greedy. Put it this way: the Islanders
he's for sure going to be at the next Olympics. But
I think he's going to be a stud. He's going to be an absolute stud in the NHL, and he'll definitely be a part of the Team Canada in the future. But to put it this way, the Islanders played the Canes a little over a week ago, and Schaefer did score a power play goal. Great. We also made him look. We gave him an introduction to the NHL a couple of times, and absolutely burned him in his own zone. So, yeah. Oh, awesome! Morning take. He's a good friend of mine. We do a few streams together. Shout out to you, my man.
Sweet.
Good to see you.
You're welcome. Watch this channel anytime, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So I think Schaefer's a little greedy. Now, as to who else I'd put instead, I think I definitely would think Sanheim. Owen Power is a possibility. Who else you got here? You have Shea. You do have Shea Theodore. Good to know.
A person I thought about briefly is Adam Pelech for the Islanders. He's a
solid defensive player. He's not going to put up like a ton of numbers, but I mean, well, no one's a
but he's that type though. He might not.
Yes, he's defense first. Stay at home defenseman for sure, and he's a pretty good one. So I think he's an option. I think Drew Doughty is might be an option. He's a little seasoned now. And let's see, is there anyone else?
I don't think
Dobson, Mackenzie Weegar. Because it would have been Petrangelo if he was healthy, but he's not.
No, he's not, and he's very injury prone. Now, I didn't put Brad Marchand for the same reason I didn't put Drew Doughty. I wanted a younger team. Like there's exceptions, like Crosby, right? You can't leave him off. But All right, let's move on.
And one more thing, back to the forwards a little bit, just for a second. Mark Stone, who's often he's injured right now. He may not be available. If that's the case, then you'd have to consider, having Marchand or definitely Jarvis. If Stone is not available, and frankly, I think Marchand and Jarvis are both better options than Stone. Stone's great. I mean, he's good. I'd say he's definitely a top 6 player, but he's not really a top line guy anymore. Whereas he plays in all situations. He's very toolsy.
You like Marchand?
I like Marchand. Like, for the same reason, I would still put Sam Bennett. I'd still include him, even though he has not had a good start to the year. He's not playing well right now, but he's proven. You can't deny that he's proven when everything's on the line, he shows up and shows up in a big way.
All right. The last but certainly not least portion of the roster is the goaltending, the one and only Jordan Binnington, who proved himself he proved himself. He stoned Austin Matthews and Brady Tkachuk in overtime. That game would have been earlier without him. So he knows to play his best when it matters the most. Sometimes when it not matters the most, that might be a bit, So what I would do is I would play Binnington, and the coaches have essentially are going to do this, I bet. They're going to play Jordan Binnington the first game. They're going to play Thompson the second game, and then they'll go with whoever.
Yeah, see who's the best. I mean, I think it was a crime that Logan Thompson was left off the roster in the Four Nations.
Well, I've heard that Thompson has a ton of enemies in Hockey Canada, so that might be the reason.
Well, that's just petty BS. I mean, if you're going for the gold here, you can't think like that. I mean, Thompson is, and he's, I think, doing of really these three, Thompson is clearly the best. Clearly the best goaltender of those three, and he should be the game one starter. I think you have the right people. I think I like Kemp. I mean, another option you could have is Aiden Hill. I think he was in Four Nations too. He's hurt right now.
Yeah, he was
Sam Montembeault, maybe.
No, he has a terrible start.
He's not playing well,
and his team is doing well. His team's doing not bad. That's the thing. At least with Jordan Binnington, you can say his team's doing horrific. But Montembeault has had a terrible start. He's not even the starter anymore.
Yeah, they lost it to Dobish.
Yeah, so that just kind of.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's just Kemper is underwhelming, but then again, I mean, the Four Nations goaltending was, like, if you just look at the names, it was underwhelming. Binnington did play well enough, I think Thompson is definitely the clear winner there. I don't really have a ton of. I mean, I guess Kemper's, your third guy. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But I would definitely have Thompson ahead of Binnington.
Yeah, so like for me, you'll see this in my States lineup. I got a third string goalie, but it's 1 and 2 that are going to be playing it. All right, so let's remove mine and we'll put on your Team Canada now.
Well, I don't have. I guess I failed to disclose this to you. All I'm really doing is just, I don't have a line combination, but I can give you the list of the forwards I've got. At 14. And
all right, yep, that's what we agreed on.
Yeah, so I have Bennett. I do have Cirelli. I think he's a good.
He was on the Four. I thought about him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about Travis Konechny too.
Of course.
What? Who?
Crosby. That guy.
Yeah.
Who's that? Yeah, no idea.
Captain Canada.
Yeah. I'm including Seth Jarvis. Obviously, Nathan McKinnon. I do have Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Connor McDavid, Brandon Point, Sam Reinhart, Mark Scheifele, Nick Suzuki, Robert Thomas, and I guess Mark Stone can stay for the moment. I guess if you want to swap out Mark Stone with Bo Horvat, that's not a bad idea either. That's why I have it forward. Wait. Other options that could be considered.
You don't have Bedard or Celebrini?
Not yet. And I thought about it, and I remember you asked me a little bit ago, and I'm worried that they're too young to handle that kind of tournament, and that they're going to get burned. You could include Celebrini, but Yeah, I at the end of the day, I decided to go with experience. A little bit over
Yeah,
that
no,
to give
that's
them a little more time to
that's
season,
fair.
and in 4 years they'll both be shoo-ins.
Oh, in 4 years, it's going to be Bedard, Celebrity, and Gavin McKenna, and Michael Misa, maybe.
Well,
You know?
yeah, I mean, yeah, McKenna. I mean, well, see, it's kind of funny you mentioned them because prospects are kind of my thing in a little bit, but yeah, McKenna, he's gonna take some time to develop into into a complete player in the NHL. He's already like cracks in his status, I guess, are showing in his play in the NCAA.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I mean, he can shoot, he can rip it, and he can dish it, but he needs help. He can't do it himself, and it's shown that against bigger competition, a bigger and more experienced competition, he can't just do whatever he wants like he could at juniors. So he's not like playing badly, but he's not having the everyone was kind of expecting him to run off with the Hobie Baker Trophy, best NCAA player, and it's not. It's not happening like that. Again, he's getting his points, he's getting his production, but he's got a bit to learn. And I think that maybe in 4 years he can learn it and be good enough to be in Team Canada's roster. But he's going to take a little bit of time to adjust. He's already taking him some time to adjust to the NCAA.
Oh,
Definitely
all right.
the
Well,
NHL is going to.
Well, I didn't know that. I don't follow prospects as closely as you do.
Right, and there's even some. I mean, I still would take him number 1 overall, but there's now is a little bit of a case to say maybe you want someone else number 1, and like I wouldn't have him lower than like 3rd, but there is a case to be made that maybe to pick someone else number 1 overall, depending on who the team is. But that's a kind of I digress. As far as other forwards to consider, you maybe could look at Carter Verhaeghe, and I guess Tom Wilson. Although I would not have
There's some talking
not just from personal animus, but because I mean, honestly, if you were going to have Tom Wilson, then Sam Bennett becomes a little bit redundant. So that's probably the reason why you just pick one of those two to bring, because they're the same player.
Do you consider Travis Konechny at all?
Konechny is great. Again, he's on the smaller side, but I think he's definitely could be considered. It's close. I mean, you do have kind of an embarrassment of riches at forward for as far as Team Canada.
Yeah,
goes.
Canada forward is something to drool over.
Dynamite. I mean, of course, it always would be because the talent pool that they have to draw on. But so those are just the names that I have. I don't have line combinations put together.
Okay.
As far as defensemen,
all right.
I have Bouchard, Doughty, Harley, Makar, of course, Morrissey, Colton Parenko, Shea Theodore, and Devon Toews.
That's 8, isn't it?
Yeah, that's 8. I think I think 8 will be brought. I think they can carry 8. Okay. The 14 forwards, 8 defensemen, 3 goalies. That's what I had.
Okay, I put 7. I'm 100% no on Bouchard.
You don't like Bouchard? I mean, he's got that synergy with McDavid. I guess you're going to leave. Okay, you leave him off. I mean, he can be an adventurer in his own zone, so that's fair. If you want other options to consider, would be Owen Power, Travis Sanheim is I think make a really good case. If you want just more defensively sound,
who were your first two
player,
again?
also really good.
It was Bouchard and Drew Doughty. I'm.
You don't like Doughty?
The only one I want that's over 35 on this team is Crosby. No Marchand.
Okay, fair enough.
No Doughty. Because, I guess
Marchand does things to the opposition, like he gets in their head. It's like this, and like more so than ever than in the regular season. He gets in the opposition's head in a way I've not seen anyone else do.
Sam Bennett,
20 years. Sam Bennett also gets in other people's heads. That's why, even though Sam Bennett is not having a good start to the year, that's why I think he's got to include him.
There are so many pests on Florida. Like Florida is pests.
It's a team of pests. It truly embodies the team of rats.
And it's working, though. You can't say it's a bad thing.
You can't argue with
working.
it. They showed my team how to do that twice.
Right. Same
with will we ever get over their hump? Although they're struggling this year. Honestly, the only hope that I think maybe we have of getting past the Florida Panthers is maybe they'll just won't qualify for the playoffs because Barkov is. Of course, you don't root for this, but Barkov's hurt. Kachuk obviously is hurt. We'll get to the Kachucks in a little bit when we go over Team USA.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Am I like, what are we going to do with Kachuk? But I've got both. Well, we'll
get to that. We'll get to that. I really you could do Travis Sanheim if you want to remove Drew Doughty. That's fair. Mackenzie Weegar, although the Flames are so bad, I don't know if he's earned it yet. But
rub it in.
Noah Dobson also is a good, and Owen Power. I think those are some good considerations to make the team. Again, that's a fair. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was American.
Nope. Nope.
Perhaps he's a Thomas Harley turncoat.
Yeah.
So, what happened with Thomas Harley that he played for the Canada? Like, I know his parents are.
I think he's got dual citizenship, and he just, I guess, if you're going to pick one, I won't say that. Yeah, he's a turncoat. He's a Benedict Arnold. Get out of here.
Yeah, well,
wouldn't want you if we could have even if you had
Gabriel Perreault, although he's having a terrible start.
Well, that's because New York doesn't know how to treat their prospects.
Yeah, well,
New York Rangers have a terrible development.
Yeah, and that's why, and that's why I've left some of their players off. We'll wait till we get there. All right, in net, Canada's super strength, their goaltending.
Oh boy, yeah, no, it's got to be Logan Thompson. It's got to be their number one starter. He was great. He was great in the playoffs last year. He's had a phenomenal start to the year. Yeah, you can't justify anyone else, really, in my opinion. It's got to be Logan Thompson to start. And yeah, Binnington, oh boy, St. Louis has been really bad too. I don't know if you can justify leaving him off completely after his Four Nations performance. And it's not really his fault that St. Louis is so bad, but at the same time, he's not stealing games for them either.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's having a rough go of it. I still think he should be on because who else? Because really, after Logan Thompson, who I think is far and away the best option for Team Canada's goaltending, there really isn't that any good options after that. I think Binnington and Kemper. Yeah, you made a good point about Montembeault. I don't think you can justify him.
No, he's done.
Maybe Aiden Hill if he's healthy.
No,
but he's not right now. He's injured, and
I don't think he's that good.
He got hot. He got hot that one year.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
he can do that. But yeah, this is clearly the weak spot of the Team Canada's roster. But Logan Thompson, even though he's not what I would call the best goalie in the NHL, I'd say he's at least top half. I'd say he's at least in the top 15. And he shouldn't be the reason if Canada loses. You hopefully you won't say it's because of Logan Thompson. I think if Team Canada does lose, it's because they probably played Binnington or someone else.
Well, yeah, no, I was watching a webcast. It's like they're like, I think someone should go up to someone from Hockey Canada and say, what the bleep happened to our goalies? It used to be
they have been really, really, really bad in for like a decade now.
Like in the 20-teens, we had Fleury and Price who were pretty good, but now
Cam Ward, my guy.
Cam Ward.
Shout out to Cam Ward.
I know people who went to high school with Cam Ward.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Cam Ward.
He's from your neck of the woods, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Sherwood Park, which is a suburb of Edmonton. Yeah. So, like, are your three goalies Binnington, Kemper, and Thompson then?
For the moment, yeah, that's who I have. Is there someone else you could justify? Devin Levi's been bad. Yeah, I like it's just.
I don't think his career is going anywhere.
Yeah, and there is, I think, one bright spot on the horizon. Obviously, he's not an option now, but that's Ravensburgen, who was drafted this past year.
Tell me about him.
He's a he's a goalie wise beyond his years. I kind of wanted the Hurricanes to draft him. We took a run instead, but because Russia is the goalie factory right now, they've been churning out just star goalie after star goalie.
The States and Sweden are really strong in net too.
Yeah, that's their strength. But yeah, Ravensburgen, I think he's going to be the Team Canada's goaltender of the future. I could be mistaken, but he's already demonstrated a maturity in his game where not only has he got great size, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", good athleticism.
Yeah, he's 6'5". Yeah,
he's an enormous man, and he's already got the ability to put a goal in the rearview mirror, which a lot of young goaltenders have a huge problem with, of being able to just, have that goldfish memory and forget about it and move on to the next shot. And they don't get like riled up or compound the mistakes, which, Binnington is someone who can do that, by the way. Mistakes can compound with him. I've seen it. We've all seen it, I think, where he gets hot and bothered. He's someone that you can get in his head. Whereas Ravensburgen, he is very, very cool under pressure, which is what you need most in a goalie, in my opinion.
What team is he with, or whose system is he with?
Good question. I can look that up for you.
Because I was just ecstatic when I found out there's a Canadian goalie in the first round. I'm like, we might actually have hope.
Yeah, he'll be good. He'll definitely be good in the future.
A couple people
San Jose took him, and he is currently playing he's still in juniors, playing well in the Western Hockey League, and that's like Western Hockey League is like just all offense, isn't it? Well, all of Canadian juniors are basically all offense. So that he's still doing well there. That's good to see.
So a couple people have thrown out the name for the third string, not one or two, but for the third string, Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah, I think he has not had a great start to the year either. Because Colorado, they've been kind of platooning him in Wedgwood. Let me see what is his current save percentage. Yeah, he's sub now. He's at an 870, and I think he's injured. He's only played 3 games. And yeah, he's a good. Honestly, I think he's better than that, but he hasn't really justified it yet. If he comes back and has a real good run, because Colorado, I mean, they're a wagon, but they've been mostly getting by with Wedgwood, and they got their third string guy I've seen also, but he's not.
Is Wedgwood Canadian or American?
Also a good question.
I don't know.
Scott Wedgwood is also Canadian.
Oh,
but
maybe him.
He's no. Honestly, I've never been like he's an NHL backup. That's his career.
I mean, keep in mind it's third string though.
Yeah, but like I said, you should be able to. You ought to be able to find 3 NHL starters to take with you.
This used to be in Team Canada. It used to be okay. We're going to bring Brodeur. We're going to bring Waugh, and is the third one, it's going to be Eddie
Fleury,
Belfour, Now it's kind of like, oh boy, can we even find one decent starter?
Yeah, so I mean, like Logan Thompson is, again, far and away the best option. In terms of like top goalies in the league, I'd say he's like 12th. Maybe 13th, 12th. He's probably there, which is good, but he's not top 10. And, that's kind of a sad state of affairs because, you want your Team Canada is usually been, had just embarrassment of riches at every position, but not a goalie. Sorry.
You're going to be shocked who I put as the third string goalie for America. But
all right, well, shall we go on? I think we've discussed Team Canada pretty
we talked about Team Canada.
Massive. Obviously, they're massive talent at forward. Pretty, really good at defense, too. Definitely Cale Makar. For a while, I was not as convinced that Cale Makar was truly the best defenseman in the NHL. But then there was a game, I think 2 years ago, where I saw that it was the Hurricanes playing in Colorado, and he just absolutely balled out. And at that point, I was like, "My goodness, this guy is really good." and I was turned into a Kel McCarr believer at that point, and I have been ever since. Guy's a monster.
All right. Start on the forwards. The first line, in my opinion, the top American hockey player in the game today, Jack Eichel, with his finesse and the toughness on the wings. Again, assuming they're both healthy, and there's actually a big question mark over that. I told you my policy. If you drop the ball for Team USA, you're gone. There's no Matt Boldy here. Have you noticed that? There's no Kreider or Trocheck either.
Yeah, Kreider definitely doesn't belong.
Yeah,
but keep going.
So the front line, it has offensive talent and its toughness. It's kind of like Canada's third line, the same concept on mine, but like a lot better than that. Like more offensive talent, and like that's just going to be, oh man, like imagine that line. Oh man,
if God willing the Tkachuks are healthy enough for this. Oh boy! If you put them both on the same line, I know. That is absolutely gonna just see, and that's what Team USA is gonna have to do. They're just gonna have to absolutely obliterate their opponent, especially when they play Canada. They're just gonna have to absolutely just
in the round robin or the final,
and just get a little mean and borderline dirty, which is what the Tkachuks are. That's what they are, and that they have dirty success at it. And also, they are. They're pests with a ton of skill. They're like that's everything. They're what every team wants to have, and what every team hates when they play against it.
So I'm going to assume,
like what I said with Matthew Tkachuk, the Hurricanes came this close to acquiring him. Florida just barely outbid us to get him from Calgary, and I despise Matthew Tkachuk with every fiber of my being, and I want him on my team in the worst way.
I liked him when he played for Calgary, but
oh boy, yeah, no, he was great. He was incredible, and he is incredible. And I said, I hate his guts, and I want him on my team in the worst way.
His dad was the exact same way as his son. Yep. Like they're definitely their son's father. His dad was like a pest with amazing scoring skill. I don't think he has a ring, which is unfortunate. But I love Tkachuk. Like all the Tkachuks. Like
both of them.
I wish they were on mine.
Incredible.
Okay. All right. Second line. Let's take a look at the right wing first. Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, this is your last chance, buddy. If you don't pull this off, you're with Matt Boldy there forever. And Adam Fox, you notice Fox and Hannafin are not on D.
Oh yeah, no, I'm glad. We're going to get to the D-men in a moment. I'm glad you picked up on that. Now, with Hughes, I actually think playing him on the wing. Just a quick comment on that. That's actually the better spot for him. He was playing center at Four Nations, and it was bad.
And he's paired with the top goal scorer in the league and a 40-goal scorer in Kyle Connor. Jack Hughes,
that's a good line.
One of those.
That's a good line. Yeah, and I think so. When you have Hughes at wing instead of center, that mitigates his defensive shortcomings. So I actually think that's the spot for him, and that's fair. Like I said, Jack Hughes, he is the. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not all that impressed with Luke Hughes. So Jack Hughes, he's definitely an offensive dynamo, but he has his issues, and he did not play well in the Four Nations, and he cuts his hand at a team dinner and is going to miss the next 2 months. What's up with this guy?
Yeah, you guys have injury. Like I think Canada has injury problems too, but I think you guys have it too. Like Tkachuk, Jack Hughes
is cursed. Yeah, both Tkachuks are hurt right now. They're expected to be back before the Olympics begin, but yeah, they're both injured right now.
Yeah.
Jack Hughes is injured. Matthews, like you said, he's the best goal scorer in the league. He might be losing that title. He's not the 60-goal guy anymore.
He's not the same when Marner's not there.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's kind of, and to his credit, I think he's trying to be more of like a responsible two-way guy. Toronto is just as a team is just very, very flawed.
He's not.
Well, he's trying. He's trying to be more of a two-way guy.
Okay,
Whether he's succeeding is is a little up for debate.
They try to act like he's like in Toronto. They try to act like he's Patrice Bergeron or something like that. I'm like, no, he's not Bergeron or Barkov.
He's a shooter.
He's a shooter. He can play make as well. I've seen some beauty setups from him. But
honestly, he just needs to be not embarrassed like defensively, and he's. It's the issue is that, and we're really it's the issue with all of Toronto's team is that they just take a break defensively. They just turn their brains off, and he's part of that. He's part of the problem there.
And so I've got Kyle Connor, who I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was left off the Four Nation team.
He might have been injured. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But Kyle Connor definitely he's a guy.
He's a 40-goal scorer. He's like the American equivalent of a Braden Point.
Yeah, or maybe even better. I'd say if I had to choose between Braden Point or Kyle Connor on my team, I would take Connor. Connor's absolutely incredible. Not that Braden Point's bad, but it's that is really those are two absolute top line players, and I'd pick Connor over those two. Tell me about the third line though.
The third line's interesting because I kind of use the same concept as I did with line 2. A young guy in Matthew Knies. Is it
Nice? Matthew Nice.
And two veterans who I love. I love Larkin. He's amazing in the face-off circle. And JT Miller, amazing sniper. I think that would be a great line. It would be great for Knies. And so, what do you think of that line?
Yeah, Larkin is incredible. I've wanted him on I wanted to see him in a Hurricanes jersey for a very long time, but he's going to be in Detroit for life now. He's great. Love Dylan Larkin. He used to China. That's right.
Yeah,
good for you, bud. Good for you.
Yeah. Well, in China, they eat with chopsticks, so he doesn't have to worry about cutting.
That's right. Oh, you went there, Al. Oh boy. Oh, man. That's awful. But funny.
We were both thinking it. One of us was going to say it. So.
Yeah, I like Miller, definitely. Knies is a really interesting ad there. I didn't have him. I don't think so. I don't think I had him, but I hadn't considered him. And I think that's actually
he's having a good year.
Choice.
He's having a good year.
Yeah, I had someone else who I also wanted on my team in the worst way for a very long time, and we'll get to that. Knies is a very interesting consideration. I think maybe I would have him as an extra, but yeah, that's very interesting. I hadn't considered that. He's playing well. Is when Toronto is having a devil of a time. They're having they're struggling mightily right now. Knies has been a bright spot. I guess it's a little late, but maybe someone else that is also having a phenomenal year, phenomenal good, even on Toronto is John Tavares. You might have to find a spot for him somehow. He is lighting it up.
I did think about. I never liked him.
He always scores against the Hurricanes every time. I don't know how.
You know that Tavares is the reason why there was no NHL players at the last 2 Olympics.
Like he didn't want to deal with the jet lag, is that right?
No, because he was on the 2014 Team Canada. He was second in the league in scoring, and he got injured, out for the season at the Olympics.
Oh, no.
I think he was with the New York Islanders.
Well, that's okay. That might be why the NHL decided not to go, or Team Canada decided they didn't want to play, but that's not his fault.
Yeah, no, that's not his fault. Yeah, but now the fourth line, I was a bit confused. I don't know. What do you think of this fourth line?
As someone else I hadn't considered, I like Cutter Gauthier. I like him a lot. He is.
I don't think he's
incredibly good,
but
he may not be. In fact, let me check. I mean, he has been absolutely lights out for Anaheim, and Anaheim is good, man.
He's the future of Team USA. He is your future.
He's
both him and Will Smith, who I got in the extras. I know you're not so hot on Smith. But.
Well, I mean, he's good. Again, I don't think he's ready yet. But Cutter Gauthier, I mean, he has been phenomenal. And what does it say here? It says here he's left wing. Is Cutter Gauthier. I know JT Miller can play center. So you might want to have him there. And Jack Hughes can do it. If he is, he would have to be the fourth line center. Yes, he's not at center, but he is a very, very interesting addition there. Honestly, I like him. You have DeBrincat on there too. I think I might go to you a little bit better than DeBrincat. I think DeBrincat, he's one of those guys that you like him on your NHL team. Can he handle? Will he be able to handle? All the pressure that Team Canada or another, one of the good European teams like Finland and Sweden.
That's I'm thinking a lot about that for Celebrini and Connor Bedard. I'm 90% sure that Celebrini will, because he's training with the best hockey. That's fair.
And DeBrincat's been in the league long enough. He's no slouch. So, that's not bad. I love Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson is outstanding, and he can even play a little up the line. Honestly, I would have him maybe play with Larkin and have Miller on the fourth line. Yeah, because Miller again, he's great, and he's definitely a top 6 forward in the NHL. But Robertson is a top line forward. He is number 1 left wing. And so, again, same guys.
Not on Team USA, though.
Well, no, but what you said, when you're putting an Olympic roster together, you have the luxury of basically choosing all the top line players.
Yeah.
And again, Miller, like him a lot. He's more of a second line player to me, I think. Miller, JT Miller.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's a good second line player, in my opinion. So, and Robertson is a top line player.
Well, he is past his prime, JT Miller. He's an older guy. And so is Larkin when you think about it. But love
Larkin. Larkin's he's not the best center in the NHL, but he's the top center. He's definitely the top center in Detroit. And
he did well at the Four Nations. He did.
He was incredible there.
I think
I disagree. I think Larkin is definitely a number 1 center in the NHL. Which, if you have your number one center be your third line center on your Olympic roster, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
So, and again, you could have Miller or Hughes maybe be your fourth line center if you have to. But yeah, I like these. I like these guys. Now Nick Schmaltz is interesting. I hadn't considered him. He's playing pretty well for Utah. So. He's a guy, again, I guess he could play center as well. He's played center and wing. So he's another option there. Yeah, I like these forwards.
And
a lot, especially I think Cutter Gauthier is a very, very interesting choice, and I like it.
Are there any kind of criminal elements I left off, like with Seth Jarvis? Equivalent here?
No. So I'll tell you who let's finish out your roster, and then I'll tell you who I put it for.
Okay.
I do have a few different
all right, let's move to defense, which is also pretty good. Now, I've got one here that you're kind of like, I don't know, but let's start with Quinn Hughes and Werenski, like absolute. Like that's you can't get better offense for that. Now, Werenski's pretty good defensively too. The problem with Quinn Hughes is he's always injured too. So
he's injured currently, yeah.
Yeah. So again,
if he's available, great. If he's available, definitely.
Yeah, it's hard to, and of course Charlie McAvoy, who was injured at Four Nation.
Yeah. So I definitely McAvoy and Matthew Tkachuk being really not available in that game, in the gold game on the Four Nations, that cost us big time.
Yeah. Lane Hudson.
No. Negative.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good player. He can do crazy. He can do some awesome things with the puck. Negative. Sorry.
I mean, I've seen some amazing plays, like how he gets the puck.
I have to.
Forwards.
I have to. I've also seen where he dirtles right at the top of the blue line for no good reason, and it's a breakaway.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, you can't do that against Team Canada. That is, you are going to lose, and you're going to lose badly.
Okay.
No,
okay. If you have to pick between Hudson and Fox,
neither. No, I got. We'll let you know. I'll let you know who I've got here.
And of course, on the third line, the elite shutdown unit, who did not surrender a goal to Canada in either of those games. in the final.
I'm glad you've got him here, but Al, Slavin's the number one lefty. Sorry. You can slide Hughes down. You want You've got to have Slavin out against the opponent's best. He's got to be there.
Like I've got him here as both Slavin and Faber have to be on when Connor McDavid's line's on, regardless of who's paired with McDavid. Like at that final goal at the Four Nations, Brock Nelson.
It's only because Slavin was not on the ice. We all know this. We all know this because Brock Nelson, who I'm glad is not here, because
there's a reason he's not on.
It iced the puck for no reason, and then that those bums Hannafin and Fox decided, hey, let's leave the best player in the world wide open in the dead slot. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, and. I got Vlasic at the.
I'm not a big fan of his either.
No.
Yeah, we can go into Mark Edward Vlasic. He's washed.
No. It's not that. It's that guy's Canadian. Mark Edward Vlasic.
He is. Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think it's
someone I don't watch as much then because he fooled me.
It's Alex Vlasic, who plays for Chicago. He's a younger guy. He's young, but not too young. I've got a thing for young players. Like I don't like the old bogeys.
Well, you probably noticed that I haven't paid as much to Chicago's development system, and he's 24. All right. I'll admit I guess I don't know enough about him to really make an informed decision. I'll have to watch him. But okay. I mean, I guess I'll take your word for it. Chicago's Chicago's surprising people.
Yeah, they're
having a good year. I think they can squeak into the playoffs with their roster.
That would be interesting.
If he's part of that, I know they're playing well. So could do worse, I suppose.
There's no way that like if I'm thinking of an 8 slot, I'm not having Fox or Hannafin there.
No.
Yeah,
absolutely
okay,
not.
Okay. I mean,
Fox as my good friend, the Warning Take will tell you, they can both go to China. Hannafin and Fox can be on the first flight to Beijing, and
along with Jack Hughes. Yeah. Okay. And in net, this is just golden here. America's strength of all these three
is in net. That's right.
Yeah, you got Hellebuck, the MVP, and we know that internationally, playoff Hellebuck doesn't come out because he had a good tournament.
He did. He was good in Four Nations. Wasn't so good in the playoffs, but he was good in Four Nations.
Yeah, the playoffs. And, of course, we got Jake Ottinger as the backup. He played one game, and they lost against Sweden, but I don't put it on Ottinger. It was only 2-1. I blame the forwards for hitting about 5 posts in that game. And Joey Dacourt, who is actually a citizen of Canada, U.S., and Switzerland, but apparently he said if he ever plays internationally, he'll play for USA. So, I've put him as the third goalie. Again, third goalie's not a huge
you're missing someone big here, and who is playing really, really well. He did. Yeah, I guess you could be forgiven because he wasn't playing all that well last year, but
don't say
you're missing Swayman.
I think he's overrated.
He's playing extremely well. I disagree with you. I really like Jeremy Swayman. Again, last year he had that contract dispute, which dragged into training camp, which kind of messed up his year. But he was really good before that, and he's having a really good start to this year. Boston was not expected to be this good, and they're this good in a large part because of Jeremy Swayman. And
those were the 3 goalies they had for the Four Nations. They had Hellebuck, Ottinger, Swayman.
Swayman never played.
Yeah, because third string goalie, I don't think ever gets.
Yeah, honestly, I think Swayman might be the best of the 3.
Really?
Because Ottinger is not playing well. Dallas has been having some issues.
I think they're having a slow start, but I don't think it's on him. What do you think?
I think that Ottinger's got the best pedigree, I would say.
Really?
And of course, when they squared off, when Dallas and when Dallas and Winnipeg squared off, Ottinger got the better of it. So I think Ottinger is a little bit. I would actually. I would have Hellebuck and Ottinger would be there. I don't think you can justify leaving Hellebuck off the roster entirely, but I wouldn't go with the cord. I would have Swayman in there, and he might actually be the starter for game one.
Swayman?
Yeah.
We think
depending on the year, he's having the best year of the three right now. He's playing the best.
Yeah, but he got streaky though. See, mind you, Jordan Binnington can get streaky too. He just happened to be on the good one for the final game. Yeah. All right. So all right, you've seen my list. I go for the younger players.
That's good. Hey, I love having the young.
I mean, I do like the old guys for like the leadership, but in Canada, you've got Crosby. In my opinion, that's the only guy I want over 35. I think Drew Doughty and Marchand. I know both Doughty and Marchand have a ton of international experience, so that's one thing they have going for them. I think Drew Doughty was on 2010 and 14 Olympics, and he was also on 2016 World Cup and Four Nations. So now I don't know.
I mean, I could see we're getting someone else in there. But let me hit you with my guys here.
Sure. Let's
and I'll admit you gave me something to think about with Nyes and Gauthier, because I had not considered them, and those are very, very solid, I think, additions. But here's what I have.
And Will Smith. No, just kidding.
And Will Smith. And you know what? Forget it. I'll actually I'll do you a solid. I'll boot out Matt Boldy, because I did have him initially on, but you've convinced me to get rid of him, and we'll put Gauthier in there.
He's 6'2", but he's so soft. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll put we'll kick Matt Boldy to the curb, and I'll put in Gauthier, and I also have Cole Caulfield. Cole Caulfield's got to be on here.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah. He's such a good shooter. You got to have him in. I have Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel. Even though I don't like him, he's really good. Is Jake Getzel someone else?
I thought about him. Yeah, I thought about Getzel.
I still have Jack Hughes on. Even though I think having him on wing is actually
one chance. He gets one more chance.
One more chance, and I think you put him on the wing. Clayton Keller. That's someone I think you forgot about.
Was he on Four Nations?
No. But he is really good. He's probably Utah's best player, and he's really, really good. Dylan Larkin, of course, Austin Matthews, JT Miller, Jason Robinson, both Tkachuk brothers, and also my boy, who I want on my team in the worst way, Tage Thompson.
Well,
mammothly sized, just absolute dynamo shooter, forward. He is so good in the offensive zone. He can be a bit of an adventure defensively, but boy, does he finds the spot. It's really, really hard to take the puck away from him in the offensive zone, and he can let it rip, absolutely. I mean, I want him on the Canes in the worst way, and he can play center and wing. He's massive. He's 6'7".
Okay, so I know.
And I don't know if he did, what was the name of that tournament? He did score internationally over the summer. To have the USA win
World Championships.
The World Championships. That's right.
Where Canada lost to Denmark. Oh man, that was rough.
Yikes!
I talked to what's that guy? Poto Mapotos, that Danish guy on X. I'm like, so did you hear that you beat us in hockey? He's like, I don't think anyone heard that because no one follows hockey here.
Well, speaking of which, I haven't put together my Danish roster, but I do know that we have two Carolina Hurricanes that will be on it, and that's Freddie Anderson, of course, and Nikolai Ehlers. Will both be on the Danish team. Question.
I know you didn't put together lines, but I'm going to ask for your top line right now, your elite scoring line.
I think you have it. I think Eichel and the Tkachuks, that's something else. I mean, both the Tkachuks, I'm pretty sure, aren't they left-handed? Sometimes I should be better at remembering that. But Brady Tkachuk is.
I can't remember.
Does he shoot left or right? Yeah, he shoots left. Yeah, both Tkachuks shoot left. So I mean, well, like you can have like wingers playing the offside. That's more that gives more offensive potential, but it also creates some. It can create defensive problems.
Yeah, but it's the
on the natural side is true. And yeah, I mean, guess having them on the same line again. They may not want to do that every game, but I think when they have to play Canada, they should just have the line with the Kachuk so that when you know they're going over the boards, the opposition is in for a world of pain. So I like that. I do like that. Now,
I don't think there's going to be 3 fights to start the international games as well.
Probably not, but I liked it. That was so great though when it happened. That was the best. That was one of the best things I've ever seen. Excuse me.
I almost turned off the game at that point. I didn't like that at all. And I know that happens because Canada booed, which made me sick. But they were doing that I'm not saying it's right, but they were doing that.
I remember,
to Trump's 51st state talk,
which you opened the stream with.
yes.
All right. So let me go over my defenseman though, and this is where I think obviously there are some disagreements here, but of course Slavo, number 1, left side, he's going to play all the minutes. Then I do have Brock Faber, Quinn Hughes, God willing if he's healthy. Charlie McAvoy. I'm bringing Seth Jones. He massively impressed me. I thought he was washed when he played for Chicago, but Chicago was so bad. When he was on Florida, he was just dynamite. And he showed me something I hadn't seen out of him for a good long while. And so I'd like to have
pretty gritty.
Yep. I'm bringing Seth Jones. I'm bringing Brett Pesce. Brett Pesce should be on the roster, in my opinion. He's not quite as fast as he used to be, but he has played incredibly well for New Jersey since he's been there. And I've watched him for 8 years playing on the Carolina Hurricanes. He was starting to slow down, which is why they let him walk, but he has done really, really well. He's basically New Jersey's best defenseman when he's healthy. Now he is injured at the moment, but he's expected to be back, I think, in a couple of weeks. So I would like to see Brett Pesce make the team. And I also have Werenski, of course, and also Jake Sanderson. He played incredibly well in the Four Nations.
He did. He scored a goal in the final.
Yeah, he did. Yep, he absolutely did. He's a great player. He's Ottawa's best defenseman, and he's young. Like you said, you like your young guys. And I like Jake Sanderson too.
For him, he's got he like his style of gameplay. He's one of those players that has a very high IQ of the game. So you talked about him being young. He's still going to be good at 35. He is, providing he doesn't.
He's going to be good for a very long time.
But so he's going to be good for a long time. He's probably not as good as Drew Doughty, but that kind of player. So,
yeah, very good comparison.
So
Adam Fox, Noah Hamilton, they're both bums. Get them out of here. I don't ever want to see them again. Lane Hudson. Look, so he is a dynamic offensive defenseman. In my opinion, that you can't see. In my opinion, on my NHL team, my dynamic offensive defenseman is my third pair guy at even strength, because I just don't trust them to. Who would you rather have if you're up by 1 with 2 minutes left and Team Canada's got its goalie pulled? Would you rather want Lane Hudson on the ice?
No,
or do you
Slavin
want
Saber.
Yeah, well, obviously you're having Slavin on the ice, but in a tight game where you're clinging to a 1-goal lead, I don't want Lane Hudson on the team. I don't want him on the ice. I don't want him as an option. I think there are better options to have, and maybe I'm biased and I guess a little old school in that. I prefer the responsible, stay-at-home or two-way guy over the flashy guy.
What would you
especially
say?
On the blue line.
Now, do you think he could be a potential candidate, say, at the 2030 Olympics?
Maybe. He'll have to show me improvement in his defensive, in his own zone. He'll have to show me improvement there.
Okay.
Because, again, and I'm not saying I'd hate him on my NHL team, but he's my third pair guy. He's playing sub 20 minutes. He's not playing. I do not want him playing over 20 minutes at even strength, against the best in the world, best on best in an Olympic tournament. No, thank you.
Okay. All right. I respect that.
All right, well, you asked me for my opinion, so that's why I'm here. And then goaltending. Yep. This is. I do have actually Jeremy Swayman. I have Swayman, Ottinger, and Hellebuck. Right now, Swayman's playing the best. He's a guy that, because honestly, the Hurricanes goaltending is leaving a lot to be desired at the moment. They're still doing well enough to win games, but it's not because of goaltending. And he's someone I'd like. I was kind of hoping Boston would be worse so we can maybe trade for him. That probably won't happen now. But I actually have Swayman right now as my number one guy.
I'm going Hellebuck for if I'm the American coach.
I mean, he's got the most pedigree. I agree.
Yeah.
But he's
and we know now. If I see any hints of playoff Hellebuck, he's gone.
Yeah.
Playoff Hellebuck comes out for one game, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah.
And then I'm playing Ottinger, but but I don't think playoff Hellebuck came out in the Four Nations, so I don't expect him.
Yeah, he was good. He did come out in the playoffs though.
He didn't disappoint in the playoffs. He lived up to.
Honestly, he did better than he usually does, but it's still not good enough.
They barely beat St. Louis,
and they barely beat St. Louis. He couldn't stop a puck on the road. It was painful. That's not enough.
All right.
So that's who I've got. I think the biggest differences that we have are Team USA's defense. I don't want Hudson. I honestly don't know a lot about Alex Vlasic, so he was a surprise to me. But I can't have Lane Hudson on this team. Not yet. He hasn't earned it yet. He's got to show that he can be responsible in his own end.
All right. No, I totally respect that. And that's the thing. It's nice to have a playmaker like Hudson, but is he a defensive liability?
Yes.
So if he got his plus minus up, you'd be all for Hudson.
I mean, it's not really plus minus so much as because that stat is there's pluses and minuses to it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everyone.
The comedian guy.
Yeah, it's not the best stat to track things. I think Corsi and some of those advanced goals for percentages and whatnot. And the eye test. The eye test is really the big one for me, which is subjective. But when I've watched the game for over 2 decades now, he's an adventure. He worries me. And even though Montreal they can make it work, and he's great on the power play. He is fantastic on the power play. But so is Werenski. So is McAvoy. It's not like we're hurting in terms of a power play.
And Hughes as well, provided he's not injured.
Hughes. Yeah, so the best thing that he does, we've already got 3 good defensemen who can do that job, who are much better defensively. So he's not the guy at this point. Okay. Now maybe in the future, if he improves his defensive game and just stops turning the puck over, then he can be an option, but definitely not this coming year, in my humble opinion.
All right.
Now there's someone I am friends with on Twitter who's both a Canes fan and a Habs fan, and she might disagree with me a lot on this. She really likes Lane. Of course, she likes the Habs, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Lane Hudson. Really, as a top defensive, a number 1 defenseman in the NHL, much less the Olympics.
Oh. So would you want him to play for the Canes? Lane Hudson?
We've already got a guy. We've already got that guy, Shane Gostisbehere, who I also, since I just brought him up and thought of him, is he Canadian? I think he is. No, he's American. Oh, wow. See, honestly, I would have Shane Gostisbehere. And that may be just because I know him and I'm a little biased, but I'd rather have him over Lane Hudson.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
If you were searching for that kind of player.
Right. Right. Because, Shane Gostisbehere plays on, because the Hurricanes' blue line is so injured right now, he's had to play higher defensive minutes. but he's competent enough in his own. I mean, he's not the best. He's not what I would call a shutdown D at all. He is an offensively focused guy. He's not really a two-way guy. He's an offensive-minded puck mover who plays the top spot on the power play.
Okay,
but he is just so much more experienced and able to handle pressure than is Lane Hudson.
Okay, well, keep in mind he might be a bit different in 4 years. So, okay, I do got another live stream that starts in 20, but I want to ask,
sure,
who wins?
Canada. I hate it, but yeah, I think, and I'll tell you why. It's because I think Logan Thompson is going to play pretty well. I think Logan Thompson is going to be the saving grace of the Canadian team. And if he falters and if they have to go with someone else, I think the U.S. can win it all. But I think with their firepower, I'm not that convinced that Sweden and Finland can hang with
if you sleep against them, they'll beat you though.
They can. I mean, they can. They're good enough. They're good enough to win a game. Yeah, but that game didn't matter. They weren't trying. Yeah. So like, you can't sleep against them, if you completely ignore them, but I mean that would be like the 8 seed being the 1 seed in the playoffs. I mean you can't look past them, but they're not. I would not expect them to win.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Now here's the thing: if Russia was allowed to play, then I would probably say Russia would be the favorite because they have so many good players and by far the best goaltending.
And 2 leagues to pick from.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone in the K would make it over the NHL, but yeah. So if Russia was allowed to play, they'd be my favorites to win.
Okay. My probabilities are Canada 40%, States 40%, someone else 20%. That's my
that's fair.
That's
fair. I would say you could say like Finland and Sweden are at 10 each. And I think that might be a little bit too down on them. I'd say maybe they should both be at around like 15% or so. That's nitpicky. I'd say Canada 40%. Honestly, here's what I'd say. I'd say Canada 40%, USA 30%, Finland and Sweden at 15% each.
Well, I think just the way things are lining up, and it's impossible to predict the future, but I think the States is I think they've they've analyzed if they're smart and they not have certain players on this team, like if they bring Fox or Hanifin on this team, I'll be convinced they learn absolutely nothing from the Four Nations. Yeah, it's going to be who learned the most from the Four Nations. Like both teams, Canada and US, even though they were the best teams, that they both had flaws, and if they can learn from them, like the teams won't be identical, but they'll be close enough. They'll be like 5 players maybe.
Yeah. So if they go with Hanifin or Fox, especially Fox, then I'll know that they are lazy. That whoever's managing and putting together Team USA will be lazy, and they're just looking at the stat sheet and not actually watching the players. Because I've watched Adam Fox enough. I know what he is. I know what he can do. I know what he can't do. What he can't do is play defense when everything's on the line. And the position is defenseman. You see, if you want to have your entire defensive structure, there are teams who would rather they want 6 Adam Foxes that on their as their defensive lineup. There are people who want that. I would rather have 6 Slavens, and it's not even close. I don't even have to think about it for a second. And so I want players in that mold way over, players in the mold of Adam Fox.
So I'm starting to think more. You seem to know, and it makes sense because you're a Canes fan. You know the Eastern Conference a lot better than
I know the Eastern Conference better than the Western Conference. That's for sure.
Yeah, and probably vice versa, right? And you probably know Lane Hudson. Of course, my only exposure to Lane Hudson is a highlight reel. So like.
You can put together a good highlight reel, but you got to watch him actually play.
Yeah.
Try to like defend the rush. Defend a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1. He can't do it. He can't do it right now.
He's not a slave in that category.
He can't do it. He can't. I mean, like it's like there's real quick here, and the Warning Take will appreciate this. There's a Hurricanes. He's in our system. He's played in the NHL a little bit, but he's mostly an NHL player. His name is Dominic Fensore, and he is 5'7" and playing defense. Now in the AHL, he can do well because he is the best skater in the world, the best hockey skater in the world. He's probably every bit as good as Connor McDavid. I do not know why he chose to play defense. I don't.
Well, he's larger than Theron Fleury was.
Well, I mean, it's just a simple fact because when he's been called up to play a couple of times for due to injury, or like when it's like the end of the season and you want to see what you got in this guy, and he can skate like the wind. It is a joy to watch him skate. But a bigger forward, they can skate well enough that it doesn't matter. Because even though Dominic Fensore knows what he needs to do, he is just too small to do it.
He just can't. For example, you brought up that American forward. I can't remember who it was. Who was 6'7"?
Tage Thompson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Imagine him.
He can do nothing. He can do nothing to him. It doesn't matter how good a skater he is. There is nothing he can do to stop a player like Tage Thompson or anyone else if he was even like 5'9". There are some 5'9" players that play
Lane
like
Hudson.
Lane Hudson is 5'9". Yeah. See, Lane Hudson can play in the NHL. I'm not saying he can't. But Dominic Fensore cannot play in the NHL because those 2 inches of height unfortunately matters. And that'll just be compounded in the Olympics. Maybe one day, if Lane Hudson knows how to defend the rush against bigger players, then he can be on Team USA's roster. As of right now,
you don't want him out there with McDavid or McKinnon.
I do not want him out there. I mean, anyone. Look, who? I don't know if you put up. I don't know if you can do. If we got time, but if you look at Team Canada's roster again, any one of those players would torch Lane Hudson. Absolutely, he'd be completely toast against any one of those guys. There's no way he can defend any of them.
What about Connor Bedard?
No, Connor Bedard is fast. Is fast enough.
Yeah.
But even though they're about the same height, Bedard would torch Lane Hudson. It would be a disaster.
Apparently, Connor Bedard he worked like a horse in the offseason to improve everywhere.
He's gotten better.
They're saying his speed. There's a big difference between his speed this year and last year.
Yeah, he's gotten better. That Warning Take is another guy who's like, by celebrating is so much better than Bedard. And celebrating is still better, but definitely Bedard has shown improvement. And it showed in how Chicago is doing a lot better than they were expected to be. Lane Hudson against anyone here would be an absolute unmitigated disaster.
Okay. So apart from Slavin and Faber, who's the top defensive defenseman?
Yeah, honestly, I might have who's on the right hand side. Yeah, because I have the guys I chose here. That's a 4 right and 4 left. Faber is McAvoy right-handed. I believe he is. Honestly, like a Slavin McAvoy pairing. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun to see because McAvoy is, they call him the baby-faced assassin for a reason. That'd be. I think there'd be some really nice.
I don't know. I think the Faben
the Slavin Faber was a very good pair. But I don't know. I kind of want to see
2 games in the 2 games against. I don't know about the Sweden and Finland, but in the 2 games against Canada didn't score when they were on. In the final game,
I think that's mostly due to Slavin more than Faber. But I do like Faber. I do like him. I've got him. I'm definitely bringing him to the Olymp to. Is it Italy, right? Yeah.
But because in the final game there were 2 goals with Fox and Hanfin, and one was Werenski and whoever he was paired with.
Sanderson, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was. Yeah. But that was.
Hidden's goal, something like that. It's been a while.
There's a problem I noticed for the States in international hockey. They start.
They're looking at the stat sheet.
Well, okay, that's true. That's true. I mean, perhaps I'm doing that with putting Lane Hudson on, but they start out really strong in these tournaments, and they slowly get worse.
Well, injuries also played a part. They definitely played a part in that in the Four Nations.
But no, it's true back healthy. In 2010 and 2014 as well.
Well, 2014 they kind of just crap the bed there.
In 2014, they won all the round robin games by like 5 goals. Then they come up against Team Canada, and Canada beats them 1-0 in the semis.
Yeah. Well,
that's because Canada was elite, though.
Yeah, it's true, and also they had obviously they had stellar goaltending, and
Price.
I think that is Carey, boy.
And they had defensive forwards, Taves and Bergeron, in their prime.
Yeah. I want to see Slavin and McAvoy together, at least for a game or a shift or two, because I want to see McAvoy like kill somebody because he probably will. He's definitely that kind of guy. I mean, again, he's one of those guys where if he's on your team, you absolutely love him. If he's not, you absolutely hate his guts. And he's just everything that a Boston Bruin, that team has embodied for the last 20 years.
And keep in mind, I think injuries, they could make the difference between getting a gold and getting.
Oh yeah,
in fact,
injuries are always the wild card.
Not even on the podium. Even the States, they're so injury prone, and Canada is too to a certain extent, but not as much as the States. There's so much.
Like they have to have Slavin. They have to have Slavin. Slavin, he'll
be there. Obviously,
he's injured. Well, he's injured right now. He's rehabbing an injury. They're being really cautious with him. He hasn't played since Game 2 of the regular season. He left during it, and he's got something wrong with his knee. It was a thing in the off season. He didn't play in the preseason. He didn't really play in training camp. He didn't practice much. He played for 2 games, and he's got a knee problem. The Canes are being very, very patient with it. It shouldn't need surgery. They're pretty sure he's going to be okay, but they have to have Slavin. I think that's one of the reasons why they're being so conservative, because he probably could play if he absolutely had to, but they're being very conservative. They want him absolutely 100%, not just for the Hurricanes' futures, but for Team USA as well.
Well, apparently, I don't know if you've ever seen The Last Dance, if you want to shift to basketball, but for Michael Jordan, they have that season where like if there's a potential he could have injured and botched his whole career in his second season due to foot injury.
Yeah, well, again with Slavin, it's not something that requires surgery, thank God. But they're being very patient with it. I think he'll probably be back playing sometime next month. So he'll get into he'll get into good shape for Team USA. But yeah, the Team USA they need him. They need Slavin. Otherwise, they have no chance.
Interesting. All right. I'm going to give you the last word because in 7 minutes, I have to be on another live stream.
Gotcha. So. Yeah, you got to do another one.
All right.
Well, thanks again. Thanks so much for having me, Al. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Love talking hockey. And it's been so long since we've been able to have the NHL or the Olympics actually be best on best with the the best players in the world. And I am super excited for the Olympics this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's really a crime that Russia can't participate because that'd be truly best on best. They're missing so many good players there that should be on the international stage. At least if they're just competing under a neutral flag, that should be allowed, in my opinion.
Well, they did that in 2018.
Yeah, and they should let it happen. Well, that was because of the some cheating scandal, which to be fair, the Russian Federation is not known for being the most honest broker in the international stage.
That's true.
And I know that they're having the conflict right now, but that's not the players' fault. They should be allowed to compete. So it's a shame that they won't be able to showcase their talents. But I'm still really looking forward to the tournament, and it should be a good one. I think Canada has a slight edge just because there's so much firepower, and I think Logan Thompson will be good enough to get them over the hump. But again, you never know, and injuries obviously are a big wild card. Team USA, if they don't just look at stat sheets, they've got the ability to put together a phenomenal team that could go all the way.
We'll see if Fox and Hannafin are on the roster. Then we'll know if
I
they
will
just
be
look
very upset.
All right. This was amazing. I love this chat. This was, guys, if you're interested, Matthew, if you're interested, go meet me on Elijah Yassi's channel in 5 minutes.
I'll see what I can do.
All right. And whoever's in the chat, feel free to come over. All right, guys. This was fun. God bless. We'll have to do this again, at least right up to the Olympics. Once they announce the rosters, we can do a roster review, and it's probably going to be close to what we have anyway.
And if USA and Canada goes to overtime, we'll live stream it.
We will. Oh boy, that's an early in the morning live stream because it's in Italy.
Yeah, well, we'll make it work.
All right, guys. I'm out. God
bless. God bless.